So you're thinking about living in Colorado, but you're not exactly sure what it's all about or its overall vibe? Well, that's okay, because today in this video, we're going to jump inside the computer and take a look at one suburb in particular called Westminster. So stick with me. Let's get after it right now. Now, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. My name's Adam. I'm a licensed agent here in Colorado, and we get calls, texts, and emails all the time from people just like you thinking about making a smooth move here to the Mile High City and the surrounding areas. So go ahead, tap that bell, hit subscribe so you can get notified each time I drop a new content about living in Colorado. Now, as I mentioned, we're going to jump in the computer today, take a little walk about Westminster, which is located pretty much halfway between Boulder, Colorado and Denver, Colorado. We'll also look at some properties in and around Westminster so you can see what might fit in your budget. So without any further ado, let's jump right in. All right, so we've jumped on into the computer here. As you can see, kind of a zoomed out position with Denver right here in the middle. Let me jump in here and get my little handy dandy pen. So here we are with Denver. And we're going to be checking out Westminster right there. Like I said, in the northwest part of town, kind of halfway between Denver and Boulder. So let's just zoom right in and let's type in here Westminster so you can get an idea of the city limits. And it's kind of got a weird boundary here. As you can see, this is Highway 36, so that'll get you from Denver up to Boulder, past Broomfield, past Superior. Kind of splits Westminster into two. So on this side, we're on the west side of Highway 36. This is the east side of Highway 36, but we're still west of I-25. So those are kind of your markers there. Everything is west of I-25. Some of it is west of 36. One thing that sticks out to me is Stanley Lake, a massive lake here. We can zoom on in. We've got this open space park here full of trails. There's actually a trail. You can kind of see it here. Let's just zoom in. This dashed line, right? That's like not a paved trail, so it's dirt there. And you can get all the way around the Stanley Lake up into this part where there are some more paved trails. There's some campgrounds, as you can see. And just across the street, just across 100th Avenue here is the Westminster open space. This is an off-leash dog park. And if you haven't checked out our videos or our vlog about Westminster, go ahead and do that, because we start off here at one of the trails at the off-leash dog park in Westminster. And this is the very edge of Westminster. As you can see, this red line here. So Westminster butts up against Arvada, Broomfield to the north, Thornton and North Glen to the east. Down on this end, the south part of Westminster, this is Old Westminster. This is where the city first originated. Actually, right off this area here, Lowell and 72nd, there is a nice schoolhouse right here on the corner. And we can just probably drop right in so you can see the Westminster History Center. And it's an old schoolhouse building. There it is right there. It's open to the public. You can have free tours inside, about an hour. I think they're on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. They'll give you a tour inside. There it says schoolhouse. And that was the first school here in Westminster. So it's kind of cool, kind of old. This is a part of Westminster that also leads, oops, let's go up there. That leads into Old Town Westminster. So you go up Lowell Boulevard here. and they're kind of revitalizing this area. You can see some fences actually in this picture here. This is one of the old buildings. They call that the Penguin Building. And down this road here is going to get us to Old Town Westminster, where you can see coming up. There'll be shops and galleries. It's kind of a sleepy road. Here's a gallery here, next to some more galleries. It's just art, jewelry, that sort of thing. Yeah, there's a flag store down here, like custom flags, right next to this park, which is really nice. A sculpture park. They switch these sculptures out all the time. But right here is really kind of the heart of Old Town Westminster, the old Grange that is going to be turned into a restaurant and brewery. We've got a train store down here, a thrift store, and really it's just these few little buildings. You can see crafts and coffee here. There's their old red and white store, and it's like an old five and dime, and they're really revitalizing this area. It's right across the street from the firehouse, and looks like in this picture they still have some Christmas decorations up in there, possibly. I see some lights there. So that's Old Town Westminster. And if we jumped over to the MLS, just to kind of give you an idea of how much it would cost to kind of live close to Old Town Westminster, it's right here. So we were on 73rd. That's the street we were coming down right here. So here's two properties that are for sale. This is that park with the fire station. So really close to here. Looks like a 1-bed, 1-bath home, 600 square feet. You might be just buying the lot here because that looks like a really big lot. Let's scroll down and see. Almost a 1/4 acre, but for $334,000. This house is for sale. Kind of typical for the area. Small house, huge lot. And that's the representation of it. Looks like we've got a split system there. And 1-bed, was it? 1-bath, 600 square feet. So not a lot of space inside. Looks like you could use some extra storage things, but for $334,000, it might be a little high for the square footage because, yeah, it's almost $600 a foot. That's a lot. Built in 1912. That's okay. That's just one house that's for sale. These are some of these townhomes over here. This is a 3-bed, 3-bath, 410,000, 1,400 square feet. Much more updated. Obviously not built in 1912. Much more modern. 3-bed, 3-bath. Right here on Lowell Boulevard. So that's just a quick jump in to Old Town Westminster, and that's just one spot I wanted to show you since we're working our way up. So again, that's Old Town Westminster at the very bottom, south end. And here again, let's jump in, get my pencil. Subjective Coffee, that's that. There's that park with the fire station. Right here is the train line. It's actually the light rail. You can see the station ID right there. And this is a nice huge park that they've recently built and opened up because of the train station. Might be a couple spots we can just jump in right here. Oh, it's a nighttime picture. Kind of blurry. I mean, that's the station right there. So the train comes in. You got a bridge over to the parking lot. But this whole area, you can walk up and down around the creek and, you know, have a nice walk with the dog. Can take it over here. There's another dog park right here. So tons of parks, tons of trails. This is the Dry Creek Trail. And you can kind of see, you follow this creek here and it comes all the way up through Westminster. And there's a little Dry Creek Trail up there, cross over Sheridan, keep on going. You can see this green line here, right? There's Lake Arbor. The trail keeps going, jump over 80th here. I mean, you can take this all the way out to Stanley Lake, which is kind of cool. So that's South Westminster, Old Town Westminster, and now from here, I mean, I guess we jump into Downtown Westminster. This is a brand new kind of area that they've developed. They used to have a mall right here in this entire section. See if we can go on the layers here. Yeah, so this used to be the Old Westminster Mall. And from here to here, you can see, at least in this view, a lot of things still look like dirt. And for the most part, that's true. Although they've already built Alamo Draft House, coffee shops. JCPenney's the only thing that held on from the old mall. But you can see this is all brand new. Most of these buildings, at least here in this picture, are apartments with mixed use retail space on the bottom. So here we are with the Alamo Draft House. We got Tattered Cover Bookstore. I know across the street here. We went to a taco shop over here not too long ago. It looks like this picture is February 2022. So all these have now been filled in with businesses for all the people that live around here. And as we keep moving north, you can see some buildings going up here. These are all townhomes. So these are actually properties that you can buy, larger, 2,000 square foot plus, going for 600, 700, 800. I've even seen some almost close to $1 million, depending on the unit itself. And they're going to continue to build. I know they're building a dog park here in this area. And all along here, these are apartments. But behind here, they're actually going to build a park as well. You can see some construction going on here. So a lot of things going on here in what we're going to now call Downtown Westminster. But we can jump over into the MLS and kind of hover over some of these townhomes that are for sale in the new Downtown Westminster area. Oh, there you go. Almost $1 million right here. Let's see, a 3-bed, 4-bath, almost 2,500 square foot, brand new townhome. Looks like it's right on the corner of the street here. I mean, as you can see, wide open spaces, nice finishes, huge island, great looking windows, almost floor to ceiling there. Oh, I like how it's camouflaged as if it was a cabinet. And some nice penny black splash. Let's get upstairs, see if we can see some pictures up there. Looks like, I'm curious if there's a rooftop deck. Got 44 pictures here, so it's quite a bit. Looks like there's that primary suite. Love those windows again, all the way down to the floor, almost up to the ceiling, letting in a ton of light. Nice bathroom. Another bedroom there. Again, these big windows are really bringing in some light. I am just curious. I'm gonna blast through these here. Yeah, that's upstairs. Yep. So it's almost like a loft area up there. It's really cool. I mean, you could make that a bedroom if you wanted to, I'm guessing, if there's a closet up there. Nice big rooftop deck. Cool. And you can see out in the distance, there's some more townhomes being built just behind the bowling alley there. Wow, that's a big rooftop deck. Now that's $1 million. Looks like you scroll over some of these are looking about mid-7s. There's a 599, 625, 550. So an array of different options. This, I think, yeah, 550 seemed to be the least expensive, about 1,500 square feet. Possibly has another rooftop deck. This is only a 2-bed, 3-bath. But these are brand new townhomes being built here in Downtown Westminster. Let's just jump back in here then. So Westminster, as we mentioned, you can see West Westminster, kind of Stanley Lake is the end here. So Arvada goes all the way north. Let's get those city limits back in there. Broomfield it butts up to. It kind of just squeezes up here into North Westminster, hugging along I-25. So regardless of where you are in Westminster, you can jump on Highway 36 and get down to I-25 down to Denver. Highway 36 going north up I-25. You could even use the toll road here. This is the Northwest Parkway. This is E470. So if you lived in Westminster, you can go down 120th up to 87, and on the west on E470 to get north, you can go down 120th to jump on I-25 to go south, and from here you could jump on 270 to get out to the airport, or keep going south, or on Highway 76 to I-70 to get out to Golden. Lots of options, easy commutes, about 20 minutes from Denver and about 20 minutes from Boulder. So it's kind of centrally located in that aspect. Now, as we keep moving north in Westminster, the city kind of grew out that way. So most of the houses in the more northern area of Westminster are going to be newer. So you got the older ones down south as things tend to progress. Up north, we can see here, let's just click on a random one. That's a big old house, 1.3 million, 5,500 square feet, built in 2011. That gives you an idea again. This is Huntington Trails. It's up by McKay Lake, which is a great neighborhood at the north end of Westminster. Now, obviously, this house was built in 2011 and is massive. You got huge 20-foot ceilings, 6 bedrooms, 4 baths, lots of entertaining space here. And let's see what size lot we're on. 1/4 of an acre, so over 10,000 square feet. Another 1.8 million and 2.6. I wonder what year this one was built. 2012. So very similar in terms of age. 3-car garage, massive space here. 7,400 square feet in this home. So we saw 1 bed, 1 bath, Old Town Westminster, built in 1912, listed for $335,000. And on the other end of the spectrum, we've got this house that's over 7,000 square feet, listed at 2.6 million at the very north end of Westminster up here, with everything else in between. I mean, if I were to hover all over these, you can see that there's 500,000, 335,000, 480,000. So regardless of your budget, there's something for everyone here in Westminster. And that goes for the outdoor enthusiast as well as the indoor enthusiast. I mean, in looking at this picture right here, you can see all this green space. I mean, this is the Northwest open space. I take the dog here all the time to walk. I can tell you that, as you might expect, this looks like a golf course, which it is. This is Legacy Ridge Golf Course. There's even another golf course right here. This is Highland Hills Golf Course. And over here, this is Walnut Creek. So lots of golf courses in Westminster, lots of open spaces, lots of trails you can kind of see as you follow along the hand. I mean, these creeks and well, I wouldn't really call them rivers, they're like creeks and canals, really have pathways as well, because you've got trails on either side that'll take you all over the city. Here's a great park, Westminster City Park. They've got softball fields, and they've got the rec center, the Westminster Rec Center here. They do the Brew Fest. They do taco days, like the Taco Fest. They'll bring in taco trucks in the summertime, and you can buy a ticket and eat all the tacos you want. Really close to here as well is the Butterfly Pavilion, which is a super cool place to take the kiddos or yourself. I know they've got, what's her name? Rosie, I believe, is the tarantula that they allow you to hold and interact with, which is really cool. So lots of things going on in and around Westminster, not only from right there. Yeah, let's jump into Google Maps. Here's the Butterfly Pavilion right next to City Park there that we were looking at. And we can drop right into City Park. I mean, gosh, all the trails around here are really nice too. Let's see where we're at. So this is just the entrance of the softball and baseball fields you can see right there. A nice little statue. But as you can see, there's lots of open space. Out here is some um, disc golf. Oh, looks like a basket right there. Yep, so you can play disc golf out here. All kinds of things. That's pretty cool. The rec center. Over here's the promenade. So you got your Dave and Buster's. You got the movie theater. You've got coffee shops. You've got Buffalo Wild Wings. You've got Caribou Coffee, Snooze, Breakfast Eatery. I mean, Dave's Hot Chicken. It's probably Snooze right there, I think. Yep. Smash Burger, Mod Pizza, anything you could ever desire in terms of food. Just on the other side of the highway, even more shops. You got Home Goods, Target's over here. I know PetSmart's over here. Hacienda, Colorado. There's the Buffalo Wild Wings. All of these, it's just a shopping center, as you can imagine. And well, we can just drop right in there. Michael's. There's a Bunt cake store over there. I always see that. Bunt. Nothing Bunt Cakes, I believe it was. But as you can see, everything. Massage Envy. I know there's East Moon Bistro over here. There's that Nothing Bunt Cakes. I think that's pretty funny. Oh. Omaha Steaks. So Westminster has got, your shopping centers really close to the highways, and then as you move on out, you get more into the neighborhoods. Now, as far as housing goes, as I mentioned, typically speaking, as you move north away from the city center, homes are going to be a little bit newer compared to the homes in the south. Now, as far as new construction goes, we've got Downtown Westminster, just about nearing end of that completion, as well as a new development that is starting. I'm not even sure if they have a name for it yet. It's just up Lowell and around right here off of 88th. So let's see. Let's go into the layers because yes, there we go. This entire field has now been sold, and they're developing townhomes and single-family homes. It's just now happening, but I'm checking in every week for updates because that's very interesting to me. One of the last pieces of land here in Westminster to be developed, and it comes with some controversy. Of course, these folks over here say don't develop this farm. I mean, they were growing corn there. You can see this is a farm, and there's the farmhouse. But it's a very big piece of land, and as one might imagine, the need for housing continues to grow year over year as people move into Colorado. So being able to provide more housing options for more people really is for the betterment of the city itself. What's really cool about this area, or one of the buildings around this new development, is this what they call the Westminster Castle. Let me see if I can blow that up here. This is part of the Bellevue School. It's a very cool building that you can see from pretty much well, not everywhere from the city, but it's on the top of a hill. So as you're driving around, you can see the top of this building school from pretty much anywhere, and you get great views of the mountains right here looking west, or you can see downtown looking south. So that's one cool little spot to visit, even though it's a school, so you're not going in, there's no tours or anything like that, but it's fun to see a different building. Looks like a castle in the middle of the town. Again, another place you might want to visit is the Butterfly Pavilion. I had mentioned before, open year-round and very cool for kids and adults of all ages. Lots of butterflies, thousands and thousands. You just walk in, it's like a huge atrium, and very cool experience. If you haven't gone, I would recommend putting that on your list. Again, another spot, Stanley Lake and the Colorado Hills open space. You can see that they're building, or they've got some roads here This is Skystone. This is a 55 and up community. Most of the homes in Skystone are going to be ranch style homes. See if there's anything that might be for sale in there right now so I could show you. Where were we at? There we go. And I mean, this is on the edge of Westminster Broomfield, so I'm going to just take away Westminster and see if anything pops up. One home in there. Very desirable place to live. Looks like, I don't know if you guys live in places now where cities kind of blend into each other. Some people say it's Westminster, some people say it's Broomfield. Yes, according to MLS, this is Broomfield, but I want to at least show you, again, single family home, ranch style in a 55 and up community. You can see big islands, nice hardwood floors. This was built in 2015, so one of the newer developments here in Westminster. 10,000 foot view of all the properties that are for sale in Westminster. We can see that 105 properties are for sale. And what we could do is jump over to the results and let's see, 100 per page. Let's select all and do a quick CMA just to look at some numbers right now here in this particular point of time. So if we scroll on down to the bottom, looks like the smallest property for sale is that 600 square foot home that we looked at the beginning. On average, we're looking about almost 1,500 square feet above ground and an average list price of $560,000. Of course, you can see the maximum or the highest price right now is the 2.6. That's actually the other one that we saw up there in Huntington Trails. So we covered the full gamut from one side to the other and saw a couple just sprinkled inside. If the average is 560, let's just jump over, hit our criteria and find one for 550 to 560 and see what it looks like. You see, I mean, there's only 3 in that range, but of course, when you do the averages, you're taking them all together and then dividing by 105. But looks like we got 1 single family home and 2 townhomes. So what's this single family home look like for 560? Built in 1989. It's a 3-bed, 3-bath with 1,400 square feet. Got a 2-car garage, nice vaulted ceilings, purple walls. But that's okay, you can always paint, right? Decent looking kitchen, some stainless steel appliances. Looks like that might be granite countertops. Pretty hardwood floors, but I think they could use some refinishing. Some paint. Not too bad, that room was nice and big. This one's a big room. Another bathroom there. They like their paint in this house. Looks like a kid's room. Oh, they've got a lot going on back there. But I bet a lot of that looks like gardening and kids' toys. So once you remove that stuff, you could put in grass. You can do xeriscape. All kinds of options there. Just seeing this picture, I'm going to say this is Stratford Lake neighborhood. It just looks familiar. Boom, there it is, Stratford Lakes. So that's off 112th and Federal. We can jump on the map for that guy. Yep, there's Federal 287 and 112th. So here we are, Stratford Lakes, up here in the north part of Westminster. And, here was Legacy Ridge. This is a fantastic open space to take your pet if you'd like. Heck, I think I was there yesterday, honestly, walking my dog. So you got these trails coming in from all over, creeks, great views of the mountains, so on and so forth. The other 2 at this price point were townhomes. Here's one for 550. Oh, we looked inside of that one. That's right there in Downtown Westminster. And another one, 557. Let's see this. 128th. Built in 2024. So here's a new one. A new home that's getting built right up here. Very nice. It says representation. So this is probably a picture of the model. Of course, if you buy a new home, you're going to, generally speaking, be able to pick out the amenities and such. 128th and Huron for this property here. So that's just a quick rundown of Westminster. We jumped into street view at Old Town Westminster, Downtown Westminster, and a couple spots in between. The average sale price right now is $560,000, and you can go as low as $330,000 or up to $2.6 million. Westminster is located in between Boulder and Denver, with tons of access to trails, parks, and easy access to highways like Highway 36, I-25, and E-470. If you're thinking about moving to a suburb of Denver, Westminster is one that I would check out. You can also take a look at our playlist of other suburbs around the Denver metro area. I hope that was informative. Leave a comment, give a thumbs up. Let me know if there's another suburb you'd like to do a map tour on. And until next time, we'll see you around town.